Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Distant Worlds 2, episode number 25 is the Xenox. You know what, I'm just going to have a little aside in the very beginning here just to say that I think this game is improving very nicely. We just got to version 37 or so, 1.0.37, or 1 point, I mean, whatever. There's the numbers at the very end of the 1 point whatever number is 37. And, you know, it's made a lot of progress in the 2 months, one and a half months that it's been released. And I'm just really liking what I'm seeing here on this map. We happen to, I don't know if this is coincidence, but we have a little purple me basically mixed in here. Then we have the Xenox close allies here, the Octarians, orange, yellow, yellowish green, green, another purple very similar to mine, another purple kind of similar to theirs. You know, different gradients really, these three. We have a red up here. I mean, it all kind of looks nice. If I guess you can't do this because the colors are kind of matched to races, but it would almost be good for them to have colors to actually start nations not close to nations with the same color, but I guess it's quite possible. But maybe there's a different way of coloring things so that you can get, some other way of coloring it. I don't know. Maybe diplomatic relations can put a color on it instead. Anyway, but things have just been improving with this game, and I wanted to take a moment to voice that. I feel it, at least. I mean, just remember how the research screen was really bad, and now it's like zipping along. And anyway, another thing, we'll get to the research screen. Let me actually start with mining. I haven't looked at this before. Usually I do kind of prep myself, but this time I have not. So we're going to look at the mining station, see if there's anything worth collecting. I doubt it. I very much doubt it. Anything that's near. I wonder if I can do like sort by distance from starport. There we go. So this is going to give me a lot of crap though, unfortunately. Can I disable asteroids? Oh, these are not. Dang it. I'm trying to figure out. You don't know. Is it loading it? I don't know what's going on. You know what? That's going to go back to priority. And we'll just ignore this altogether. I don't think we're really short on anything. I suppose the best way of figuring that out is figuring out exactly what we are short on. And it looks like goodness. The only thing we're short on is Castellan. And we actually have a ton in reserve, but yeah, I think we're okay on resources. I'm not going to put any more mining stations down for now. Critical, oh my gosh. We have 25 luxury resources, 25 which are critical, but it's not really true. Okay, so let me think about what we want to do. Yeah, we want to go to research next. Oh, I want to point out that we have 400. Okay, I briefly looked at things before I started up, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have 427,000. Where this money came from, I don't know. What was the most recent tech that we just unlocked? There must have been some tech which the private economy really gobbled up. I guess it could have been the engines. And that's right, I forgot that one of the things we're going to start this episode with is designing the upgraded. Well, I mean, I guess we can start with it right after we go to the tech tree. Get that little part of the episode out of the way. Although it is one of my most enjoyable moments. So we have with this a massive amount of money, more than enough to crash research this and then some. So we'll just do that. And because we're not even at war right now. But I feel like having this is like an ace up our sleeve. If war starts suddenly, we'll be on our nicer engines, and on top of that we'll have really, really, really good weapons. Then after that, we're going to do enhanced crew systems, which I think is a fair thing to do. And then we have biological workshops, which is going to give us our plague curing, which is good. That will also increase population growth. So what I'd like to do is put this on a planet, although it will take a while to build, kind of a trade-off here. You know, it takes longer to build with less population, but it also gives population growth. You could even put this on your home planet, by the way. I think it would be a completely okay thing to do. Because the medical rating is really good. And also, you can use your home planet to just ferry people out and then quickly regrow the missing population. Although when you're near max population, it doesn't really make that much of a difference because, I mean, it makes a big difference numerically, but you pretty much hit max immediately. So you probably it may not be as much return on investment as if you put it in a growing colony to get that colony up, get taxes going faster. Ideally, I could put it on a like relatively recently populated, super large planet, or a planet with a really big max cap. What else will we be targeting? I'm actually just going to kind of scroll through the tree from top to bottom. I'm doing this every now and then, but I think it's time to kind of like look, kind of what's catching my eye. I know that efficient blasters and I think advanced blasters, well, we have the max. I mean, it's funny because this technology tree, I think it's a popular one, so we will be able to steal tech in it. But we're advancing on our own line, and I think the multi-beam weapons are awesome. We've seen that they're just amazing that they can actually do planetary bombardment. That's unexpected, huge boon. It's been very effective so far as well. Wait, am I still at war? Am I still at war? I think I'm still at war. I did not. I forgot that I'm still at war. We declined their peace, I forgot. So enhanced torpedoes, why is this showing up a different color than that one? I guess they just do that sometimes for... It's different. Plasma, Epsilon, I don't know. Oh, is the most recent one maybe? Yeah, it must be because it's the... I don't know. Huh. Can't say. So missiles, this is an area we are interested in. Once we get the swarm missiles, we can get the swarm missile batteries, which is actually just an upgrade about the lightning missiles. Oh, interesting. So that is, lightning missiles are here, and then they get V2'd and then V3'd, but the lightning missile small only gets V1 and V2. I mean, nothing and then V2, original and V2. Heavy missiles, or I just don't think we need any of these things. I mean, it's nice to have the missiles for a backup, but not a huge priority. We should be basically stuffing these lasers wherever they can fit. They're just so good. And then to complement that, we need to focus on engines. So yeah, I think I've seen enough of the weapons, which, I mean, we got to the bottom. It's the right time to move on. But yeah, I think we're doing okay there. Okay, so armored attack strength. This is going to be 2.6 years. Although we are at war, now that I remember, I don't see us needing to invade quickly. What the heck does this one do? Does this just do jack all? Okay. It says standard infantry, but then it doesn't tell us what it does. I guess it does nothing. You just need it to get to the next tech, maybe? Oh, a little strange. Maybe I've never realized that. Okay, so the recovery rate, that's decent. And that's for standard infantry, so that's something we would happily take for our normal troops, of which we have quite a few now. Plus 25% attack, that'll be stacking, not stacking, but I think moving from 10% now up to 25%. Well, we want both of those eventually, but again, I don't think that troop operations, troop stats are a big deal right now. I kind of want to focus on getting our ships efficient, getting our engines, probably reactors will be another way I go. Shipboard Marines. Well, I didn't really think about this, but that's possible. No, I don't think so. Okay, so advanced logistics is always a good one to have if you have a lot of troops like we do. I don't think it's worth getting this early on, but it's definitely something to consider. Recovery rate, yeah, I don't think we need it that much, so we'll leave it for now. Advanced fusion physics, I think this is... So we already have the advanced fusion... I mean, we have the fusion reactor, so getting this will just V2 one of our parts. But reactors are pretty important to V2, to upgrade, because of the fuel to energy ratio. You get that, the efficiency is very good. Same thing with our jump drives. Jump drives, engines, reactors, these are all part of the efficiency knobs you can play with for your ships. Now that's going to take only 3 years, which is less than the improved star beams we're doing right now. It's a bit expensive in terms of everything. 8,000 credits, 800 of some pretty valuable resources. I think we have these covered and then some, so it won't be a big deal to us. Also, it's moving us towards fusion balance, which is the end game. Well, it's not actually. I think there's one more here. Yeah, 0-point reactor. It's on the same line, but it's actually a different reactor, the very last one. Yeah, but anyways, well, this is probably something useful for us to do. I think I'm going to queue it. I think, yeah. Let me pay the cost now, put it on the queue, but I don't think it's going to be... I might put some other things in front of it in the queue. So make sure that we have fusion reactors, by the way. Note to self. Quantum energy storage. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's where I'm going to spend my research time right now. Shields. Now, I guess the shields V2ing these is actually very important. So that's something that we don't expect to steal from anybody. So we can put that up, and because we're doing really well with the defense side of things, the shields and all that, I'm not going to prioritize that either. So we'll see where we go with that. Okay, now for jump drives, I don't think we have a chance of yet getting to the better drives, so we'll probably just skip that for now. Engines, this is where we are going to be interested in getting some research done. If we see optimized thrust output on the pirates list, I'm going to prioritize that. If not, I'll come back and queue it up, because that'll give us to the advanced engines, and I think that even though, I mean, this is only going to take 5 years actually, it's the same amount of time the improved starbeams we're going to take. And then getting to that tech is good, because I think that is the last tech. Yeah, then from there it's 4 techs till the end of the game. So that's pretty good. Coordinated maneuvering. I mean, I guess we could go with some more, like maybe the high-speed stuff, which is, I guess, a little bit more less space efficient, but more thrust per size, I think. I can't remember. But less thrust per energy, I think. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about the maneuvering, although I say that, but honestly, if we don't see coordinated maneuvering, I'll probably queue that one up. Long range assault pods, no, I'm not really interested in doing the shipboarding thing. I should do a role-playing playthrough as like the pirates, like shipboarders. Through and through. I'm not going to worry about our fighters. I'm actually just mostly not interested in doing that. Anyway. Okay, so we have reinforced construction here. This one is colony defense and troop recovery. Not super important. I want to get this one, but okay, it's 4.1 years. That's not too bad. We actually need more armor research before we can get this, but I think that once we can, this would be really good to do. It'd be a great complement to our really fantastic shields. Okay, so that brings us to stuff like large civilian ships, which would be a huge money increase. Or we can get improved destroyers. What the heck am I doing? Let's get improved destroyers, and this is going to be one of those that we're going to prioritize. So considering that these two are V2, the upgrades, let's get the improved destroyers first, and then the sizes and all of the sizes won't change for those. Although technically the reactor output will change, and that might make a difference. This is going to take 6 days. I just want to check to see if we have somebody already trying to steal that. Advanced damage control, we do. And they are expected to finish 28/14/09. Now that is 7 months away for something which is only going to take me like 7 days. 6 days to research. 2,200. I think I'll just let him do it because I already committed to him, but obviously that was a mistake. I should have looked, and we obviously don't need it. Advanced shipyard, wow. Ship maintenance savings for the entire empire is good. It has to be because this thing cost $5,000 a year in maintenance. Now, I don't think that you can really put this anywhere but on your home planet. No, that's not true. You could. I'm just trying to think. Could you? Could you? I don't know. I guess you could. You could actually. It would be kind of a fun thing to make a secondary planet like your Coruscant, the major shipbuilding operation. But to me, it's always been on my home planet. Okay, advanced target tracking, fleet targeting. I think these complement each other, but I don't think we necessarily need either of them. Stealth, I haven't really gone down that line. Enhanced scanning, then we can go to jamming. We do have the advanced sensors, which is the improved long-range sensors. Okay, now we're getting to the meat of it. some of the things which I guess I am pretty interested in this. Resource scanner, not really super needed. Our escorts have already gone off, and I mean our explorer ships have already gone off and explored pretty much the whole galaxy. Not really, but everything around us that I could think to put a station on. Enhance. So this is a new compartment. That's right. Which would be very good for my troop transports, but takes research. Enhanced storage. Maybe the large fuel storage is of interest. I think I could see myself getting this one. I'm going to go ahead and queue that one up even. So I think that would be useful to get. I guess I'll even put that in front of the improved destroyer so that the improved destroyer can get really good stuff right when it's built. Okay, we have high volume cargo transfer. Efficient transactions, that's actually a little bit more appealing to me. Enhanced crew we already have. We're down here. Recreation center. Yeah, I could see this one being put on there, but let me look for holographic entertainment. Maybe it's already there. And you know what? I think it is time. It's definitely overdue time for officer training. Good. So that was a quite long trip into the research tree. Now we can return to the game. So yeah, I think we're in the middle of war, lest I forget. I thought for a second, when I loaded back in, I forgot that we were at war. I somehow thought that, in fact, we had accepted the peace. We definitely did not. Let's see if we can manage to get this. So this planet is just getting wrecked. It's down to 6 billion people. We do need to, you know, turn an eye to this escort, which has 58 strength and really isn't going to be much of a threat. But it could get lucky and damage, for example, our command center. And if that happens, that's very bad, since that's the way that you cannot repair. So let me attack that one as well. This guy, have him, no, he's fine. Okay, independent colony of Quemenos. I really can't wait for the Quemenos to be a playable race. I hope that happens soon, because I really do like playing them. Anyway, we'll just let that go. Is this the first time we've encountered them? Oh, maybe in this playthrough. Yeah. Tall and graceful, long limbs, necks. They're friends with the Octarians. I've always seen them and the Octarians as like very. I think the diplomacy works out that way too. That they're good friends of the Octarians. They're both aquatic, so I guess they do compete, which makes them friendly in one perspective, but on the other hand, you know, they're competing for the same colonies, so that's not as good. Galactic history, scholars. The thing is, I think Quemenos were maybe rivaled or even surpassed the Actarians for being like the best in terms of research in the original. Is this guy getting pummeled? Oh, it is. It's actually offline. Escort coming in. I think we're doing okay. Oh, this guy's getting... Where's this guy? He's getting pounded down pretty quickly. First of all, where the heck are you? Oh my gosh. Okay, just retreat. You're not gonna make it. Looks like you were gonna make it. Stand corrected, but whatever. You should have been listening to me. They're down to 5.7. It's crazy that we're wrecking their home planet. And again, it's crazy that the fact we're still losing this war because they've destroyed 3 bases to my 2, despite the fact that I've destroyed 12 military ships, 10 other ships, and I'm, you know, in the process of ruining their home planet. Which, you know, if there was ever an indicator that you're winning a war, I think destroying the enemy's capital is a good end. It's a good one, you know. Very few people survive a capital being destroyed. I'm trying to think. You know, this is how even the very stubborn World War II German army finally fell, right? They just had to have Berlin get taken. But normally when Berlin, you know, when the capital falls, these places, if they haven't surrendered by then, it usually does happen at that point. Not to say that we've actually captured this. I mean, we're not sending troops in. We're just essentially bombing it. Try not to bring too many. I don't know. How can you not? These analogies just spring to my head, probably other people as well. What is this situation analogous to? So I want these guys to just bombard for a little while, now that there's no military ships. Seemingly no military ships. We're at 5.5. We're doing great. We're just going to keep patting ourselves on the back. Let's go back to... Looks like we have to look... Yeah. We have to look west in order to, view that planet properly. So, did we end up getting the research station down here? I don't know if I actually queued it up. Yeah, see, I did not. That's a mistake. Okay, and then Vistar, this one's going to be a little harder to get since it's stuck in the middle of a gravitic nebula. Okay, what else do we need to consider? Let's take a look at ships not in a fleet. We have some frigates. What's going on here? Shandars. These guys look like they might be like bad, kind of like dinosaurs, but they're actually happy people. Do I have a... Yeah, good. We can read a little bit more about this. Pause, and... The Shandars are easygoing reptilian race with green scaly skin. Let's look at that smile. That's a smile. The lifespan is measured in centuries, which is horrifying. They are particularly adept at using liquid lava and construction. They just love heat and warmth, especially enjoy lounging for hours on end in geothermal hot pools. Yeah, that's their... trying to look for their personality more. They focus on enjoying simple pleasures and living for the moment. Just what you'd expect from dinosaurs. Alright, so basic... Buscarns, no. Never gonna happen. Never. So group 2 here, jump to defend somewhere else, I think. I just refueled them, so I might bring them in. Might at some point be important to bring them in. So we have a frigate under construction. Thankfully my fleet has returned to being all together. Pathfinder, what's this? Mining ship, okay, that's fine. Oh, yep. Oh no, those are mine. Okay, hold on one second. Incoming fleet. Show me. Oh. This is just a mineral miner. I think you're capable of getting out of there. Yeah, I'm sorry that they're coming. Okay, Actarian territory completes high-tech academy. I feel like this, I've already seen this message, but it must be that I'm confusing, I should say, the two Actarians. Somebody's attacked by the Rodals. I don't like that much. This is close enough by. Why are we tolerating this? Okay, Fleet 2, now you have something to do. Looks like this is happening here. Are these the... Yeah, this is them. And... Oh, wow. We already have some people here, so let's go ahead and move in. So maybe we'll get there in time. Research agreement, you say. Now that's enticing. They want everything, including migration treaties. Maybe I need to just accept it. Although the research agreement thing, I'm going to decline, in fact. I don't think it's going to benefit us very much. Our research is... I don't know how research agreements work in Distant Worlds 2. I don't even remember how they work in the original. Was it a percentage of your... The last time I dealt with research agreements and the mechanics of it was actually Stellaris, when I was learning Stellaris, which was definitely after when I was learning Distant Worlds. Anyways, let's keep track of our fleet here. There's some possibility here that things could go poorly. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, but... bombarding enemy colony, our forces bombarding... Yeah, I know, that's what I ordered. They want me to propose free trade agreement, and they want me to give them 3,000 credits, improved missiles, and layered armor. No, I just don't want to give away my technology. We worked really hard to get this benefit. Okay, alright, this is fine. So we have an enemy fleet inbound, which is actually great, in my opinion. Give us something to do besides just destroy their poor planet. It's about to drop below 55 billion. We've already destroyed basically 20%, 25% of the population. Oh wait, they started at 7 billion? And we did, wow. Yeah, we've almost destroyed, well, basically just about 30 billion. They're 30% of the population, I mean. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. Montaran Empire leader killed again. That's right, we already killed one. Now we've killed another. Well, you don't want to be a... Oh my gosh. I can just imagine this. So the new leader for the Montaran Empire was then immediately massacred. You kind of imagine his, you know, despite the war, let's imagine this a slight amount of corruption, at least in the system, which I would imagine that could exist. Well, I don't know. These guys also wouldn't be much for pomp and circumstance and all that, but let's just imagine that there was a coronation ceremony, and just as his crown was put upon him, the laser beam goes through the roof of the building, and poor Gudon Hasari has had one of the most successful. No, I would say, I don't know. He was more successful than the one before him in that he didn't get his whole people killed, but I guess you could say his reign wasn't long enough for people to make a meaningful statement about how well he was performing. Exploration ship, not too worried about that. I am hopeful that this enemy fleet arrives soon. Gives us something to do. This is brutal. Down to 4.7 now. Oh my gosh. 1.5 years left on our next tier lasers, which I think I checked does not improve its bombardment capabilities. And that could be one reason to get the missiles, that they do have better bombardment, I think. 4.5 now, man, this is terrifying. I don't know why these guys are deciding to come and just get destroyed. Like, don't go near us. This guy doesn't even have shields up yet. Oh my gosh, this is bad. This is not good. Definitely not good for them. Good for us. Very good for us. Oh. Okay, yeah, go ahead and attack that guy. Didn't need to give you the go-ahead, you need to do so. And now he's like, I kind of regret this. At least I can just escape pod right to my home planet. Although I won't be able to live on my home planet very much longer. It's gonna be destroyed. Oh, brother. Alright, so we have some hidden runes. Wow, well, 7,700, I'll take that. Seems like a steal. Mac has done electromagnetic defenses. We'll put him back on that. Which I didn't even look at. I think it might be shield related, but okay. Point deflectors has been researched. That was Cody. And that's the trade deal. Okay, Exalted Sanctuary, whatever that is. Let's go over and see what else we've got. Advanced damage control. Definitely don't need that. Didn't even need the spy that already is on it doing that. We have someone on monitoring stations, heavy missiles. Efficient beam weapons, yeah. So that's one of them. Long-range tractor beams, gosh, I don't know, rapid-fire projectiles, this is heavy missiles. We do have somebody on heavy missiles, so I could probably go to rapid-fire projectiles. Makes the most sense to me. Okay, oh no. Okay, well, we're actually doing some damage here. We're having some damage done to us. I thought that was enough to kill it, but must have missed a few times. There it is. Okay, next. I really want to make sure that we kill mine. It's not disabled, because that one's going to be a hard one to take back. Was it a frigate or an escort? Thank God it was only an escort. Okay, that one's down. Next. Want to make sure we get them, though. Just to prevent them from doing this again. This guy's going to jump in a second. Oh, he's not going to get a chance. Okay, move on to the next. He's trying to pick up supercapacitor. Even in this moment, they're like, ah, loot, go loot. And I was like, wait a second, I regret everything. I don't know why it had to be so high-pitched. It probably wasn't. It's probably like, this is perhaps my worst recording of the series. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got a lot of stuff that just happened. Okay, so let's take a moment. This is a good. Let's we need a diversion, so let's take a look at these things popping up on the side. Yeah, we're not going to pay you. Are you seeing what's happening to the Roto Corsairs here? Heavy missiles is done. That's great. And that was from Gordas. I can't read Gordas without thinking of this fat group of... Well, I don't know. Just fat. Gorda. Okay, Roto Corsairs. What else you got for me? Fission beam weapons is not being researched. That's a candidate. And then, I guess, after that, long-range tractor beams. We're really coming down to only a very few techs. So I think I'll go with the efficient beam weapons. And then monitoring stations has been complete. That's fantastic. Yuck. Very good job. Okay, so what do we want to do next? We've got the efficient beam weapons now. I think it is going to be long-range tractor beams. It's either that or gravitic weapons. I mean, enhanced area weapons. I mean, any of these are technically an option. It's just a statement of the obvious, but we'll go with the long-range tractor beams. I don't really have a strong preference about those. So now we can go back to killing. So my goal here is just to make sure that the Roto Corsairs lose more than they get. And it looks like my ship, which was captured, is still there. That's great. By the way, how are we doing here? Oh, they're coming in. Let's turn and fight. How are we doing, by the way? Taking any damage? We are taking, like, no damage. Okay, so that's a very good thing. It's a very good sign. This is already dead. Okay. So we're turning away from the planet. It is down below 4 billion. Nearly half of the people on this planet have been murdered. I guess there's no other way of saying it. They've been killed by our bombardment. That's pretty terrifying. If you are the Montarans, that would be, in my opinion, a very good time to make peace. And at some point, we've finally swung the war in our favor by killing enough military ships. Notice that we still haven't lost a single one. That's a good indicator. Things are going pretty well for us. Now, this guy's already got 55% shields. He's not going to make it. Oh, there it is. I have to drive offline. We'll get him to go for the next frigate, and then we'll just go back to, I guess, just after that point, we'll go back to destroying the planet. Advanced damage control research. Sounds good to me. And that was Koopy. Alright, Koopy. Is there any... maybe would be great, by the way. Can we move on? Can we go to a different empire? Pirates or otherwise? No, there's enhanced area weapons and stuff like that we can keep going for. I'm going to go ahead and not do that, though. Let's just take a look at what other people have. This has been a lot of research and research-related items in this episode. But I don't know, I have always enjoyed looking at that side of things, so. Meridon Supremacy, I believe that this is also, yeah, not a people who I am particularly going to be friends with. They don't really have anything for me, though, so I should really only be looking at pirates. Beta Coppola, these are not pirates, but Okay, they have energy specialization. Oh, wow. Very good things. Very good things. Let's... Which one would we want of these? High tech, I think it just has a lot of applications. So let's go ahead and try to steal that. Hopefully, this is one I really don't want to be caught messing up. So hopefully that happens. But, oh my gosh, I'm just going down. He's like, get me out of here. My mood is just so not serious today. I don't know. Hopefully that's not ruining everything. But he probably is trying to get out of there. Oh, too late. I want to focus. Oh, this is a destroyer, so let's actually focus fire on this guy in particular. I want to focus, so I don't want them jumping out. This guy's just about. Oh, hyperdrive offline, so he's a goner. This poor frigate just jumped right into the middle of hell. Which sounds like a cool thing to do, but only if you live or do anything like damage the opponent. Just if you do anything. Okay, good. So this is not us. I mean, I don't love that it happened to those poor people, but it didn't happen to us, which is, in my opinion, much better. So this guy's moving. I mean, he's what, damaged or something? Yeah, we can just get rid of these last few people. This guy's already a goner. So as soon as he's down, okay, go back to bombard the planet. Bombard. And that's that. There we go. Oh, look at that. They got over, I thought it was 3.7 and it was back up to 3,800. Not for long though. Back to the bombardment side of things. And these guys, I hope that they're just finishing people off. Did we actually kill this? I do want to destroy it. I don't like to destroy... Oh, wait. Yeah, this is definitely mine. There's nothing to gain from it. It'll just be a waste, but I think we will just destroy it so they don't get their pretty little hands on it. Okay, let's just go destroy it. Still bringing some people in, including a destroyer of significant strength, I would say. Oh my gosh, this is the Montarans. What the heck are they doing here? You're not allowed to come and do war on my side of the galaxy. I'm destroying your home planet. You're supposed to be helping your people. This poor guy, just because the weapon arcs were probably going to kill him just by peripheral fire. Oh yeah, we were definitely going to kill him with peripheral fire. Ouch. Oh, he might get away. I wouldn't say we're going to kill him. Down below 3.5 now. Did he jump out? No, is that him? Oh boy. You got some stones coming in here, I'll give you that much. A new leader from... Oh god, avert your eyes. I'm sorry, we have to move this screen away. This is just gonna be very sad. Let's go back over here. Since this is actually a concern. Okay, let's focus on this one first. We don't need to worry about that. Okay, focus on... There's a lot of destroyers here. This is actually a tough fight. Okay, speaking of tough fights, why don't we get some of these ships which are not doing anything to join our second fleet? And this escort, it's automatic, so it's automated, so I'll leave it. Get you to join the second fleet. Good. Now we'll give this order to attack. And hopefully they'll just come over and help. Return to a more pleasant perspective. Okay, he's goner. Switch targets. So I think we're gonna win this fight, but we might lose some ships. If we lose any ships at any point in time, I can see it happening here. Oh, why are you escaping? Interesting. You're not really damaged. Did I give that order by accident or something? No, you're okay. Stay and fight. Okay, that guy's down. Yeah, I think this is a victory. I'm not even sure what they're doing. Are they attacking my planet? It's not my planet. What am I thinking? Whoops. Exploration ship. By the way, I would really like to know, did we ever get our research thing in the Devouring Whirlpool? We did! Alright. Hooray to whoever actually managed to build that. That's great. Fantastic. Okay, so that means research is... Wow, it's over 500. Now that's what I like to see. Dismiss that. Okay, let's go back over to Control Group 2, because this battle is a little bit interesting. What are they doing? Are they preparing to invade Belarian? Blockading it? Whatever they're doing, they're not doing a very good job. I would have stayed more coordinated. We'll just finish that guy off. I guess we'll just let the weapons do that. Go over here, attack that guy. I'll take the parts too. I guess we will get some research value out of that. Oh, okay. Gudon's down. Gudon's down, guys. We can go back and watch again. Alright, what's going on here, though? Seriously, we got... That one's destroyed. Well, we actually have a battle going on. Well, I don't know if I'd call that much of a battle. Somebody who's at full health, full shields. Just chasing after this guy who's going to jump out of here. With barely his life. They're down to 2.8 billion, so that's really something. Troops destroyed. Actually, we've destroyed 45 troops. Oh my goodness. I did not realize they had 45 troops on this planet. That is insane. Wow. I'm actually surprised that 45 troops isn't worth more, but that kind of also makes sense. You expect to lose troops more, and maybe they aren't that valuable. I don't know. If a base is worth 5k, now we've destroyed 50 troops. Is that 50 as in... Is this... This is not one troop. I think this is 5 troops, isn't it? Is it size? When it says here 50, is that 50,000 size? Because that can't be... Well, I mean, I guess it could be. Like, ships aren't distinguished. The military ship's 21. Huh. No, I'm sorry, guys. We're not gonna... I don't need your... I mean, look at... Does it look like we need protection? Just ask yourself that. Alright, this is going to go very well for us. But we're winning on all fronts. This is sad. It's just brutal. So it looks like we won't even be able to destroy their entire planet, but we may not have seen the last death of an emperor in this war. That's all I can say. It looks like they are putting new ones back on the throne faster than we can kill them. Yeah, I guess we can get out of here. Smart decision. Really, there isn't much left for you here. There's not much left for anybody here. I mean, this is now down to 2.3 billion. So let me go over to Control Group 2, see how we're doing here. Are we attacking this guy? Let's attack this guy. Looks like he's trying to get away. And he's not going to get away. There it is. Okay, let's attack this guy now. It's another great candidate. Just walked himself right into this little encounter. We have really destroyed this. Like, really destroyed the enemy. Okay, there's the 3 ones that just came in. It's great. You guys can attack whatever you want, really. I mean, you can attack the Rodal Corsairs. You can attack somebody else if you want. I mean, there's plenty of targets here. This is a training ground. We should be sending our trainees here. Okay, under attack. I'm just not gonna... Oh, by a destroyer. Actually, I do want to make sure that this is... What the hell are you doing? Okay, buddy. Do have a small problem with what you're doing. Can you go back and bombard like you're supposed to? Next, we have makes an offer for them to trade. Yeah, sure. Oh. As Denirkin has become... Well, look at it. We can't sit here and even remember how many Montaran emperors have come and gone in this episode. So what I'm going to do is call this video to a close here. I think there's a few more coming in the next episode. But the end may be nigh. We have a good war progress. I think that we can probably expect, I believe we can, I really hope that we can expect some kind of good peace agreement proposal coming from the Montarans. I would after I destroy their home planet, I might even just accept a white peace, just a nothing, because they have been so brutally removed from the scene of potential, the viable candidates for people who are going to be a main player in the galaxy. They've been relegated to a very secondary role in the way things are going to go from here on in. And that'll become more and more true as time progresses because they'll be so far behind. And I don't really know if there's that many catch-up mechanics. I mean, you can steal research and I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know what the catch-up mechanics are. So they're just going to be kind of screwed. So they did it to themselves. Anyway, until the next one, thanks for watching. Stay safe and take care.